I'm back. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a very, very long time since I made a video. I'm going to explain all of that stuff to you guys here today, and then hopefully start getting back into some content. So one thing that I wanted to get out of the way right away is, no, I wasn't just tired of YouTube. No, I wasn't bored making content. No, I wasn't out of ideas for content. I'll get into that, but I also want to let you guys know that there was something that I recently purchased for the channel that you guys have zero idea about. So many of you guys know that I used to record a lot of stuff up in the extra room upstairs. I have since moved all of my stuff down to my basement. Now my basement is probably like, I would guess probably 20 some feet by 11 foot wide or something like that. So I got a lot more space down here. So there's a mixture of things as to why I haven't really been putting out content. And I apologize to some of you guys that used to love seeing the NASCAR content all the time, used to love seeing me post just like random goofy shit. That is still going to happen. There's been a lot that has gone on. So we'll rewind a little bit to 2020. As everybody knows, COVID happened. So with what I do for work, we do a lot of work for warehouses and a lot of different stuff all over the place. I mean, Georgia, New York, Missouri, Pennsylvania, like we are all over the place, right? So motorcycles going up the road. So basically, when COVID happened, those of you that have been around on the channel for a while would have noticed that I went away from doing automotive stuff and kind of transferred over to specifically making NASCAR content. And I loved making the NASCAR content. Don't get me wrong, I did. I loved making the NASCAR content, but that's not really what my channel was about. Do I love NASCAR? Yes. There's going to be a video coming up after this that is just going to kind of show you guys around my basement. Obviously, the ceiling is still not finished. I'm trying to figure out with what I want to do for the ceiling down here, but there's a lot of cool stuff inside this room that I think you guys are going to enjoy. But I do want to make like just a specific video for this basement around here, what my plans are, what I've gotten done, and all of that. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So 2020 happens. We're doing a lot of work for warehousing and a bunch of other shit. So during that time, my title for the company that I worked for was, I was a site manager. So being a site manager means one of those locations, I was in charge of basically everything solely in that account, right? So from that, COVID was really, really good for us. So during that time frame, a lot of people were out of work, which honestly, I feel bad for the people that were out of work, and I never skipped a beat. If anything, that was the busiest 2 years of my life, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. So what I needed to do was I kind of needed to make an adult decision, and that was, do I continue doing my normal YouTube content knowing I don't have the time to do that? Because when COVID first happened, I was actually driving an hour and 45 minutes one way for work every single day. And let me tell you, that was tough. So on the outside looking in, I know it can be, perception wise, people are going to be upset that I stopped making content. But during that time, what I was doing was I was kind of wearing myself thin. So basically, I was driving an hour 45 minutes one way to work, an hour and 45 minutes back, and working my normal day, which is anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. So I'm like locked in, long 12-hour days, 5 days a week. And it was kind of taking a toll. So that's why you guys stopped seeing the Dale Marrow build, because I'm like, okay, I found out that was a little bit rotted. So I'm like, okay, I'll move on to something else, right? So I knew in my mind I did not want to just drop YouTube off the face of the earth on the Snussycopen side. So I started doing the NASCAR content. Now, just to give you guys a little info on the NASCAR content, extremely fun to do. Playing video games, recording, editing, all that stuff. It's fun, but it's also kind of time consuming. So I would work all day. I'd come home, spend time with the kids, and then I would jump on NASCAR and I would start recording videos. Now, at the time, I was doing something that not really a lot of people were doing with the NASCAR stuff, and I was making custom paint schemes, and I was doing a bunch of cool different throwbacks and had different series, you know, how-to NASCAR throwbacks. And it just kind of came to the point where it's like, I'm working all of this, I'm taking the extra time that I have away from my family, away from everything else, and focusing it solely on making NASCAR videos, which it was fun, but it wasn't really what I want my channel to be known for. So I did that for, I don't even know, it was for a while. I think I did that for over a year, where I was pushing out NASCAR career mode episodes as well as paint schemes, and I was trying really, really hard to just get myself ahead, and I just couldn't get myself ahead, if I'm being brutally honest with you guys. And the more I got into it, the more I sat down and I thought, okay, I'm kind of like at a crossroads, right? Do I pursue YouTube and focus all of my money during COVID at that, you know, to try to grow my channel rapidly? Or do I focus on work, because I can look at work and notice good things are happening? Like, we're expanding, things are going crazy at this point in time. We did not have accounts in Georgia. We did not have accounts in Missouri. We did not have accounts all over the place. You know, we were just really on the Northeast. And I decided that I was going to kind of cut back on YouTube. I don't think my plan was not to post for like the longest time. A lot of that had to do with just, once again, not having the time to do the videos, record, edit, do all that stuff. So, we get into basically the end of 2020. Yeah, the end of 2020, December 2020. I'm just a site manager, and I'm just rocking it out, man. I'm doing whatever I can, going way above and beyond, doing whatever it takes, right? So we get phone calls from warehouses in Georgia as well as Missouri, like back to back. And my position went from being site manager to operations manager. So during that time frame, you know, I took on Missouri, started doing Missouri, and got that up and running, had everything going smooth. But I was traveling back and forth, and to fly out there, it's like 6 hours to fly out there. You know, then when you land, you gotta get a rental car, book all your hotels and shit, and then we had to drive an hour and 40 minutes. So I was doing that for like probably 6 or 7 weeks straight, where I was just going boom, 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 back and forth, back and forth. And lo and behold, that led into me grinding even harder. And I knew that the company that I work for, we were going to continue to expand. We were going to continue to explode. So I was there for the initial startup in Atlanta, and then took over Missouri, started up Missouri, took over Missouri. And everything got into control on that end, and the more I continued to work, the more I continued to kind of bust my ass and just do what I know how to do. That very quickly turned into me overseeing our New York accounts. So it went from just one account to 2 accounts, but one in Missouri, to 3 accounts with one being in New York. And then after that, things just kind of started rolling. It started to get really crazy. Basically, I ended up going and becoming the director of operations. And with that, I started looking over howdy-doodly. How to do? Just stealing the Cheez-Its? Okay, cool, got it. So that turned into Missouri. Lost my train of thought. Missouri, and some of the more local stuff I started diving my head into, and then became director of operations. So when I became director of operations, I started overseeing, multiple big accounts for us, and that was awesome. Still doing that. I've been doing that for a while, but I knew that I needed to make the decision to go from trying to make content daily to focusing on my job and focusing on my career, because at the point in time, like, yes, YouTube pays money, but I was not making near enough to survive off of. I was making enough to maybe pay half of my street glide payment. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't anything wild or crazy. So I knew I needed to focus on that direction. So I started focusing on that direction, and then when I did have free time because of traveling, spending time with family, working on my basement down here to get it to the current point as to where it's at right now. And like I said, we'll do that in the next video. I'll show you guys kind of where it currently sits at. And then, like I said, we also did purchase something else in that meantime that I did not show anybody. So the main purpose of doing this video was just basically to let you guys know I'm still here. I'm still kicking. I plan on making content, and I kind of needed that break because at that point, like, there was a lot of success in my YouTube career. I would say in the first 4 or 5 years. I think I'm 5 years into it or something like that. You know, almost 10,000 subscribers, busting my ass, putting out 600 some videos, and I knew if I wanted to find success in YouTube, I needed to take a step back, focus on me, focus on my current job, so I could be able to do the things that ultimately I've envisioned myself doing on this channel. You know, the first 5 years, great, met a lot of great people, and made a lot of great videos and memories too, at least in my opinion, but I'm biased, you know. And I definitely needed that break, if I'm being brutally honest with you guys. Needed that break, needed that time to kind of reset, focus, get my kind of life in the direction that I wanted it to be going, and get to where we are today. Today, man, this is crazy. Today, the house that you guys have seen in the past 4 years of videos, we rented that for the past 4 years. As of December this past winter, it actually purchased our first home. Purchased this, and this is our first home. And I don't think it's going to be our forever home, and that's because my mindset is I'm going to continue to knock shit out of the park, and we're going to continue to grow. So I just wanted to make this quick video and let you guys know that no, I did not just give up on YouTube. I was kind of, like I said, quite like a Y split where I needed to figure out, do I full send on YouTube and risk a lot, or do I take advantage of the opportunity where I was, and COVID was actually kind of good for our business? Do I focus on that and my job and grow that way? And I'm, as much as I miss making videos, I'm definitely very, very glad that I made the decision that I made. And this is not going to be the only video that you guys see. No, I'm not just going to post this and then fall off the face of the earth for another year. There are going to be more videos, and I'm going to be recording some new videos, some new content for you. Very excited. I'll get into that, guys, shortly. But thank you, guys. Those of you that are going to watch this video and be like, holy hell, he's alive. I am alive. What, are you going to kill me? So I am alive, still kicking. We're going to start getting back into some content, but I just wanted to get that message out to you guys. I'm excited to show you guys my new hangout area downstairs. And then, like I said, the other video is going to be showing you guys what is, you guys can't really see, but it's intentionally out of camera view. So anyway, guys, we are chasing 10,000 subscribers. Let's get to it. I appreciate you guys. I'm back, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.